Like certain words just feel good to say, and it's just like I just pray that other people could just like see it in the other way. It's just like, please understand context. Please understand like this has nothing to do with handicaps. Today we talk about,
that's the one good thing about the podcast. You can always it's super easy to just cut shit.
Yeah.
It's so hard in the video. Like doing the YouTube, I don't like cutting stuff.
It doesn't feel like, I mean, I could tell you, I'm saying for the breakdown, I could tell you cut sometimes, but like, I don't, is there anything you really need to cut? Nothing we're talking about.
So sometimes there's some flagrant verbiage that could not be used. Plus, like a while ago, someone had hit me up on the channel, and sometimes like I use words. I'm not gonna say the word. It's like R words for special needs.
Retard.
And I would say that, but like, oh, what are you fucking retarded? Like I would say it like
someone
that.
gives you problems about it?
No. He was like, listen, man, I really enjoy your show, and my brother he's handicapped, and I feel a type of way when I watch, and like it hit me a little bit. So I was like, you know what? And like I told the two of them, so whenever it comes up, I'll try and like cut that out.
Gotcha.
Out of respect for the dude. Like I don't like obviously like fuck, who gives a shit? Like I don't curse in anger, so it's for me, it's just happy go lucky. But sometimes people take offense to it.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think I'm glad you brought that up because I'll say retard a bunch, but I obviously I'm saying it in context of like I'm clearly not trying to make fun of retarded people, and I'm a doctor. Like I help people. I'm a healer, right? Yeah. So like I'm fully sympathetic to that fact. But you're right, man. Like if someone personally reaches out and just like, dude, this like kind of makes me feel a certain way, and they're like a fan of yours, it definitely hits different. So I can imagine if someone reached out and said something to me about it, it would affect the way I feel about it. But at the same time, it's also like, oh, man, I pray that like certain words just feel good to say, and it's just like I just pray that other people could just like see it in the other way. It's just like, please understand context. Please understand like this has nothing to do with handicaps.
As comedy goes, it's definitely trickier.
Especially with comedy, because sometimes just saying the word retard is funny. Not just saying, I shouldn't say that, but it's not like you can just get up on stage and say retard and everyone laughs. That's not what I mean. But
works at all.
It actually will not work, astoundedly. But what I mean more is like sometimes it's just funnier to say that as opposed to insert whatever other alternative words. So like it's just like that beauty of using different words in those different contexts that I wish more people had the nuance to understand. But
sometimes it just fits. Yeah. You could say dumbfound, or you could be like, oh, fuck, right. And it just makes it what it needs to be.
Right.
And I get that 100%, but like you said, being on a platform, it's hard.
Yeah, it's tough. And yeah, dude, it's like at some point you realize like some people just aren't capable of thinking a certain way. And this applies especially to comedy, but it's just like, how like you'll say the word rape joke, right? And then you'll do a rape joke. Now, the point of the joke isn't rape, right? Or even more relevant example, the old ConteXXXentacion Venmo joke. You heard about this?
No.
So in this setting, there's this comedian, Dina Hashem, who has like a very dry sense of humor, more of a roast battle comic.
Okay.
And she had this joke where on Comedy Central, she said something to the effect of, XXXXentacion was on his way to buy a car with $50,000 in cash, and when he got shot. And then she said something to the effect of, is there any better advertisement to download Venmo? Like something like that. Like... You see, like you're laughing, right? Like
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
so the joke used a figure that died, a prominent figure that died, that meant a lot of things to a lot of people. But the point of the joke wasn't that he died. The point of the joke was, look at this funny little factoid that no one else would have thought of, but it's hilarious, right?
Yeah, I just downloaded Venmo too. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, right.
But you have to have a certain like mindset, and most people don't.
That's my point. So like, unfortunately, other people's mindset, the same way like if you tell a rape joke, but the word rape is in it, or you love this guy so much that like you've already tuned out to the joke. You just heard someone bring up his name, and then someone laugh after you mentioned that he died, and then you're just lost in that headspace. You're like, this is wrong. This is wrong. And I understand some people just aren't capable of thinking outside of that, and I respect that. But it's like it makes our job so much harder. You know what I mean?
The problem, the bigger issue that I think that it kind of brings up is the fact that like they hate you. Like they literally start to dislike you because of their mindset.
Yeah.
Which is scary to actually see that happen. Like even like at a release, like people hate me. They hate me because I said that you can't go in at this particular spot in line. You weren't here. Like you weren't here. This kid was here.
Right.
Fuck you. what did and I didn't even say anything.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I'm being the realist I can be about the situation. Like you don't see the fault in what's going on or the truth in what's going on. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
Blows my mind.
And you have to bear that because, you know.
And then they'll go and complain about a security guard or this or that. But like you weren't here.
Right.
How is that anybody else?
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's no room for debate. Like, especially on an online platform, it's like, that's it. You're so removed from it. And then on the other end, they're removed from it, just hiding behind an anonymous username. It's just like there's all that disconnect, so it leads to all this room for festering bullshit.
I just kill them with kindness.
That's what I tend to do,
Theoretically, not theoretically, in theory, like what I like to do is just, if you can come at me with negativity, I just respond in the inverse to that with positivity. So you like, oh, well, you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, well, I mean, that's your opinion. You can have your opinion. I appreciate your opinion. I'm glad you enjoyed our opinion or didn't enjoy our opinion from the show. Have a great day.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's nothing. What do you want to do? You want to argue with you on the internet? I don't care. I don't want you to feel like you're not being heard, because that's usually where that comes from.
Yep.
People who feel like they're not being heard tend to spew more bullshit because they need that attention. So I'll give you a little attention. Here you go.
Yeah.
I see your comment. I appreciate that you wrote. I even like the fact that you viewed it. Have a great day.
Yeah,
Bye.
absolutely. And sometimes they'll respond back with kind of like, holy shit, man. Like, my bad. I was having a rough day, actually. And
Absolutely. It happens more times than not, where like that negative comment becomes a conversation and then the whole view has changed.
Yep.
So like I never shy away from that.
Absolutely.
Please hate. Please, I don't care. I like those because it's interactive. Because sometimes you can get a real perspective. Like we'll talk about Reddit for a minute. Like I found you on Reddit recently.
Oh yeah.
It was like 6 months ago. It was a while ago now. But anyway, like I was like, honestly, I like going to Reddit because they give you some of it's troll, but like it's a real perspective.
Yeah.
And like you can have an actual debate. Whereas like on Instagram, like people who like you follow you. Like your post can show up anywhere on Reddit, and people are like, "Oh, I fucking hate this guy. Your shoe is horrible. Your lace job's trash. Your picture's crap. And it's not even just sneaker people. It's photography people. It's video people. Like there's a slew of professionals that are watching your shit, and you're like, "Oh, damn, I'm fucking up." You go on Instagram, like, "Oh my god, we love it." And you're like,
right.
Wait, how the fuck did this happen? What?
Although I tend to find sneaker Reddit, what I appreciate about it is a lot more raw content, meaning a lot less polished photos, a lot less like, okay, we dedicated a day to get a photo shoot out of this. I didn't edit this in Photoshop for like 8 hours. Like this is just like, hey man, these are my first pair of sneakers I got for my homie who just passed away from this, or like, I just broke up with my girlfriend and I got these pairs, and it's just like a very basic iPhone photo. And that's it. And it shoots up to the front of the page as it should. It's just like it's less about how good of a photo is this. And it's more about like, okay, what kind of stories are we adding to these sneakers that we love?
The good thing about that is you can post your sneaker photo in photography and see how it does. But like seriously,
true.
You can take that content, because if you're looking for that kind of critique on like how nice your photo is, just go to photography.
Right.
Post it in there.
Yeah.
I did this in Illustrator. How was it? Oh God, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I do enjoy looking at some of those photos on Reddit too. But I feel like on Instagram, I just see it more just because it's so fucking saturated. Like people, I feel like feel obligated to do so, unless you're bringing a different perspective, like mine, which is just wacky captions and being goofy about it. But
what's that line? Was it what do you? Oh my God! Every time I'm like, wait, what did you say? The line that you use, you always use the same thing. When you're talking.
It what it e?
Yeah, there you go. And I'm like, wait, what is going on right now? And then he starts his comments off like that on the YouTube too. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on? And I have to read it 8 times to be like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here.
Yeah, so that's just me finding my quote Instagram voice. So like that's just how I think in my brain. So, and sometimes I'll spew it on like a private Facebook status that I know no one will see. But lately, I was just like, fucking man, I just want to be more and more authentic to who I am, even though like it's going to be cringe, but I just got to own my cringe. You know what I mean?
Fuck it.
And it tends to work out because like now you get people that are like reading it just to enjoy the caption. Like, dude, I'm reading this in your voice and it's hilarious. It's just like, that feels good. It's like, all right, yeah, you got. But then you get, like I was telling you off air, the fucking like the hate watchers also are entertaining. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? It's like,
stop it, but give me more.
Yeah, right. Dude, it's hilarious. But anyway, I don't want to keep this up. I know you're antsy to see the sneaker closet, so
yeah.
So anything.
Not Andy. I also drank a whole glass of water. And the bladder feels like it's going to implode and explode.
Yeah, let's wrap this up then. Anything else you wanted to bring up before we wrap up here?
I appreciate you. Congratulations on the comedy endeavor.
Thanks,
I do appreciate that you're going after something that you want to go after.
Which we should also talk about off air. I want to set up a sneaker boutique themed comedy type show. I think we could really make a really dope thing, man.
I'm with everything.
Yeah, let's do it. So let's talk about it. Stay tuned for that, I guess. And where can we find you again?
You can find me at The Campout on Instagram, spelled with a 0. Same thing on Twitter, same thing on YouTube. You can catch me weekly on the Hype Report at Hypebeast Radio or hypebeast.com/radio.
Boom. Thanks for joining, guys. Later.
Easy.
Peace.